Hi, Chriselle and Lindsay have asked about the travel sketchbooks, and I know that I've shown these, or scans of these over the years on social media, but I thought I would go through the actual books. And these are the ones that I take with me when I'm traveling. They're the perfect size to just throw in a bag while you're out on the road or sitting in a cafe. And these are the ones that I bring back with me when I'm painting in the Airbnb after a day wandering around in some wonderful foreign city. And what I've said in the past too is that I realized when I started painting while we were traveling that I was less interested in doing sort of plein air paintings of architecture or environments, and I was more interested in sort of capturing those little observations that I had along the way and things that I thought were funny, like this expatriate guy that we saw in Perugia. He was just so happy. I could just completely empathize with him. I wanted that to be me. Anyway, so I've been filling these in. This was the second trip when we went to London, and just trying to jot down all of the things that I saw and I thought were important. What I find is I really only in an evening have time to do kind of a double-page spread, so the things that stood out the most to me are the ones that get documented. And then I usually have a lot more ideas than I have time to necessarily put down in a sketchbook. Yeah, these are just sort of memory makers helping me remember the trip and the weird observations I made along the way. The second book is the newest one, and it was a sketchbook I bought in Paris. And the first trip in it was between trips, we tend to travel every other year. We decided to stay local in Oregon, and we went to government camp up on Mount Hood, and we rented a summer place that was much cheaper than if we were skiing in the winter. And once again, it's just observations. Some of them sort of painted outside when we were sitting on the porch, and others when we went up to Timberline Lodge. And once again, it's just jotting down those things that seemed important to me. And then when we came back, I was still in the mood to draw, and I didn't have a trip, so I started to do watercolors of just things in the backyard, just to get my hand in. And then the most recent trip, which was to Amsterdam and Naples and Amalfi, once again, and Barcelona. We would spend the morning and the afternoon wandering around, and in the evenings I would come back and sketch and jot down what I had seen and things that I thought were important, and then eventually we would be done with our trip. So when I did get home, I still felt like this desire to continue producing sketches, so I started doing these. This is of the Dennis Sievers house in London, which I highly recommend if you have a chance to go there. It's just this wonderful sort of living museum. And what I found is that even though I'm not on the trip, I get to kind of relive the trip in the process of sketching. So I'll just take out some images that I took while on the trip and choose them to paint just for the enjoyment of sort of diving back in to what happened during the trip. Little details that I didn't have time to document when I was traveling. And yeah, I do these just whenever I'm feeling kind of homesick for the road, which is certainly something that's been happening a lot during COVID. Anyway, so these are the sketches, and as I promised, I'll do a little example sketch to show the sort of process I go through when I'm sitting in that Airbnb. But if you have any questions or anything you want to see, just let me know, and I will do my best to post it. Thanks.